Well, hello everyone. It's Lori here with My Crafty Mind for you. Today I have a project share and a mini tutorial, not step by step because I've already done some of the steps, but to give you a general idea. What I've come up with, and I've been really brainstorming, trying to figure out a different and unique way to add some cute ephemera to our journals. Now, depending on the size of your journal, it's going to depend on the size that you would make or create if you wanted to this type of ephemera. Now, I really like file folders and I think they're really cute in journals. And I was trying to figure out a way to get a very nice yet unique and attractive little file folder into our journals that would have areas that we could put stuff in, not just the file folder pocket itself. So what I came up with was something like this. Now this is not fully decorated, but it's just to demonstrate. And what I did was I created me a template, and it's been lots of brainstorming, lots of cutting, lots of measurements, just tons and tons of going through different sizes, shapes, designs. And I've come up with, I believe, 4 designs that I'm going to actually be using. This would be one of them, and this would be another. Let's see, here we go. And this would be one that kind of has extra space. You can see there. And then, of course, the one that is right now my favorite that I'm pretty partial to. And what I've done is I've taken some craft cardstock. I love this color. It just, to me, it spells shabby chic all over the place. And what I have done, like I said, is created me a template for the file folder itself, file folder pocket, I should say. And my measurements that I'm doing for my journal is 4 3/4 long by 3 1/2 wide. That includes this tab here. Now for the other side, you will be shortening that, so it will be 4 3/4 long by 3 inches wide. Then you'll cut in here. Now, I did go ahead and clean up my edges, and I used a corner chomper, and you can use whatever kind you have, or you can always use scissors. That works just as good. I went ahead and I created me a little pocket. I thought that would be really cute, just to have a little pocket here, and I put it out of burlap, and that little pocket measures, on this particular file folder pocket, 2 1/4 by 2 1/2 long. And you can decorate it as much as you'd like. I'm still not quite done with the decorating on this, but then again, I'm not too sure. I might be. Also, I created this little, really cute, I think it's really cute, a hidden paper clip, an altered hidden paper clip. And it's seamed, it's stitched here with a ribbon, and then also these 2 little pieces are stitched together, and then I went ahead and used Fabri-Tac and glued everything on in place. Now this also fits really nicely in this front little pocket if you wanted to keep your little tag in there. Or, like I said, you can always attach it to the side and have that little tab and just pull it out. So once again, just pull it out with whatever you have attached to it, or just stash it inside. So there's different ways that you can use this, different ways that you can decorate. Some people might want to make it a little further shabby chic and maybe put some lace on it, make it a little more vintage. Also, what I plan on doing with this little file folder is creating, and this is what we're going to go over now, is a little book, a little journaling book to put inside of this, and it's going to fit perfectly. So this is my template, and what I have measured on here for my book, my actual book cover, is 4, actually it's, let's see, it's actually 5 1/4 inches long, and it is 3 1/2 inches wide. So I'm sorry, 3 1/2 inches wide and 5 inches long. When you fold it, that is going to give you 3¼ inches. Now my little book pages are going to fit perfectly inside of there, and those book pages were cut at 2½ wide by 3½ long. Now I'm going to use my sewing machine to stitch these, and I'm going to stitch these in this little booklet. So what I used for my papers to make it look more vintage is I used some unbleached natural dally wrap paper, and you can find this on Amazon. I'm sure you can find it just about anywhere online, or even in your local craft shops. It comes in 12 by 12 sheets. You may be able to find it in smaller sheets, and I'm sure they do sell it. Now I had made me a stash. I one day just decided, you know what, I'm going to mass produce, and I went ahead and I made coffee dyed and tea dyed. This is the tea dyed. It comes out a little green, the tea, depending on the tea you have and how strong you make it. And the coffee papers come out a little more on the brown side. Now what you want to do with those, and we'll do a tutorial on those, it is a lengthy process, but it's well worth it, so you might as well mass produce so you can have them when you need them. So what you do is you get coffee that you're going to throw away or whatever, put it in a cake pan, big enough to fit your papers in there. They don't have to be blank papers. They could be just written on receipts. It could be anything. You will dip them in there, let them soak pretty good in your tea or coffee. Put them on a tray, put them in the oven, and you bake them. Now, I bake mine at between 275 and 325, depending on how much of a hurry I'm in. You got to keep watching these things. It took me about 5 minutes to get them where I wanted them. Some of them would dry and some of them wouldn't. Now you do want to flip them over. You will have some that are going to come out dark in some spots, and then other spots you're going to have these lighter colors, and that just depends on how long, or if one was sitting on another inside of the pan, the cake pan, the designs you're going to get. And they're really cool. Like this one, it was on a pizza pan, and I love the circles. I think it really gave it some really nice interest. And so that's the one that I used in here. Now I cut these little pages, like I said, at my desired size, and I went ahead and I stuck some of the dally wrap inside of this little book. I thought that would be really cute. Now my intention is, once I sew this together, is to make it a little shabby chic, and I'm going to then glue this on the edge here, but I'm going to be doing some kind of design. I'm not sure exactly what. Like I said, I really would like for this to be more of a vintage looking little booklet, but I'm not quite sure yet exactly what I will be using, but I do know that it is going to be decorated, and I think it's just going to be really adorable. Now this is something that is going to be in my Etsy. Again, my Etsy will be opening here very soon. I'm still uploading a lot of stuff in there, and I want to make sure that my store is up and running to full capacity before I open it up. It is going to be Artsy Art, ARTZY, and then the word art, ART. Okay, so now that I have you here with me, we'll go ahead and and also I forgot to mention, if you want to clean and round up your edges, you can do that also on your little book. If you noticed on my little pouch here that I made with my little file folder, before I put this together, I sewed this pocket on to this side, and then I went ahead and I also sewed it together. And I just love the look of stitching. I think it gives it more of a really cute, clean, vintage look. I just like it. And I'm not going to have the worry of it falling apart with double-sided tape or anything like that. Not that it would, but you know, it does happen. So I'm going to clamp this down, and we're going to stitch this. Make sure I have my machine on, and it is, and I hope you can see. I hope the glare is not too bad. One thing you do want to keep in mind is if you are using your sewing machine like I am to stitch on paper, you do want to keep in mind that it is going to dull your needle, and therefore if you're going to go back to sewing material, you want to make sure that you have switched out your needle so you won't have any tears or anything like that, or snagging on your material, your fabrics that you're going to be using. And I'm going to give it one more stitch just because. I'm going to go a little closer to the edge. Okay, and there we go. Pretty close to each other, but double stitched so that we don't have any chances of it coming apart. Excuse me. So here's our little book. Excuse me. Grab some water. And moment of truth. See how our little book fits in there. And it does. It fits nicely, nice and perfect. This is how I wanted it, flush with the top here of my indentation. So now that I have that done, this is my little mini journal. And I want to thank you for watching. And if you want to learn more about creating and watching me put one of these together, stay tuned. Also, if you want to learn how to create these cute little tags with a little window in them. This is actually craft cardstock, and I put a napkin over it. Went ahead and sewed my little strip in there. This is another really cute little thing that you can just stash in there, or little tags. Stay tuned. I'll be showing these also in another tutorial. I have not seen these yet anywhere on YouTube, Pinterest, or Facebook, and I'm sure they're there somewhere. I just haven't seen them. So I would not know where to give credit if there was somebody that had done this, because I have not. I've just been racking my brain trying to find out different ideas and new things so that I can present to my swap partners, because you know, we always want to learn something, and we always want something new, right? So this is my share of the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, liking, sharing my video, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And again, I couldn't do this without you all, so thank you so much, and you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye now.